creepy face makeup alert. I'm here to read for you again. Hello, Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Happy Freaky Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, you get it. Jason. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's reading is going to be all about how we can be fully self-expressed. I was hearing a phrase right before I started all of this, and it was introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself to yourself, basically? So I don't know if that's going to play into it. I don't want to go into it with too much forethought because I just like channeling these messages, but part of this might be how you even begin to learn who you are, right? Either way, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of lost. I wasn't even planning on doing the cosplay thing today, and then I was reminded that it's Friday the 13th, and I've never done a Jason cosplay before, so this is a first. I don't even have the right clothes for it, but you know what? I love it anyway. I was just like, it's too perfect. It's Friday the 13th, and tomorrow is like, you know, the new moon solar eclipse. Come on, like we gotta do spooky stuff. It's October. Hello, Blitz. My kitty cat. Okay, let's jump right in. So I'm going to clear for you and clear for me. Deep breaths, deep cleansing breaths. I like that on the split. I like that. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups before I even get started. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved, especially for them to be completely self-expressed. Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Spirit. What do we need to be focused on? What do we need to be focused on for complete authenticity? Is it related to introducing ourselves to ourselves? Let's see what wants to come out. The Magician. Three of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Nine of Cups. With the World on bottom. Eight of Cups. Okay. So a lot of this ties into manifestation, right? That's what I'm feeling. So just like with manifesting, there's a feeling of embodiment and the end state of what you want to be, right? So I feel like for self-embodiment, for complete authenticity, right, to be who you want to be authentically, you have to understand that you have everything in your power, right? You have all the tools that you need to alchemize with the world around you, right? I feel like there's a need to be very mindful of the ways that we have become certain ways as a result of heartache, right? Of betrayal, of being disappointed. I feel like certain situations in our life can be so devastating that we lose trust for ourselves, we lose trust for others around us, and that can then lead us down a path of sort of becoming a certain way that we actually are not truly on the inside, right? Some people become more bitter, some people become very guarded, some people become untrusting, some people isolate themselves from other people. They don't want to include other people in their day-to-day because of this, right? And so I feel like it's important that we address the shame, we address the hurt that we've been through, and we confront that with a level of gentleness and compassion, right, for yourself, but just a way to kind of walk through what has happened. This is transmuting the hardships of our life, The Magician and the Three of Swords transmutes hardships of your life into something completely self-empowered. The Nine of Pentacles is probably one of the most self-empowered cards in the tarot, next to the Empress and really any of the upright, what are they called, court cards. So any of the upright court cards, very self-empowered for the most part. But the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, I'm doing what I want to do. I am receiving a lot of abundance from it, right? The Nine of Pentacles has definitely been through hardship and transmuted everything, right? It's finding your power in life and using it to your advantage. I like that the King of Pentacles came out next, because the King of Pentacles has gone through every difficult situation, right? He is a very hard worker. He is very dedicated to making things grow, right? He plans for famines. He plans for abundant harvesting. You know, he knows how to plan ahead, right? He's a long-term thinker. So for being self-authentic, I think it's good to look at the big picture back and forward, right? To figure out what ways we could be hindering ourselves because of disappointments in the past. Now, the first step to that is just making a very conscious plan to move forward with learning who you are, with learning who you truly are, with moving forward, with expanding your horizons, right? Broadening your scope of who you believe you are, right? And at the very least, even if you end up right back where you are now, at least you know with like no doubt in your mind that, hey, I explored literally every subject there is to talk to myself about, and I figured out where I stand on that for the most part. And anytime anything new comes up in my mind, I can then talk to myself about it and figure out what I think, believe, whatever about that. And then I like that it ended with the Nine of Cups, because first of all, 2 nines. These are the best nines in the deck. I love that both of these came out. This is self-fulfilled physically and emotionally, right? The Nine of Cups has definitely gone through the emotional work of figuring out how to break down the barriers from their past disappointments, right? They have experienced they've experienced loss, and they've processed it, and they've walked away from things that were no longer benefiting them, whether that be people or their own tendencies, their own behavior, their own outlook. They've done all that work. They've gone inside and figured out who they really are. That is how you introduce yourself, is you really start asking yourself questions about your past. You dive in deep, you do some of the healing work. It can take some time, but you know, even if you only just do it once, like with a journal or whatever. We've got Crazy Flame over here again. But that is how you successfully wrap up the cycle of basically being a person who is operating out of their circumstances versus a person who's operating out of their true, authentic consciousness, you know? Let's see what else wants to come out. Is there anything else we need to know? The next question I will ask is what we're doing right, okay? You have everything you need. You have everything you need, and you haven't lost anything that you actually need. That doesn't make things not difficult to lose, but you have everything you need. You are everything you need. Okay, is there any clarifiers that we need for this? 7 of Cups and the 4 of Wands on the split. I feel like this is actually like saying that there might be some overwhelm about like all the options available to you, and you know, I feel like because there's so many different things to try, so many things to experience, and most of these things can be very fun in the moment, and it's like, do I actually enjoy that, or do I just enjoy that, you know, temporarily? What is something that I want to be part of me and my life and my personality and who self is? What do I want? What do I enjoy? And so I feel like it's important to put yourself in those situations, in these good experiences, and then do the analyzing afterwards, and just, again, a conversation with yourself. How did I like that? Is that something that I would like to enjoy again soon? Is that something that I could do once a year? Is this something that, you know, I'm okay with having done it once in my life and now I'm good with not doing it again? You know, let's see. And things can change, obviously. Why am I still shuffling? Okay, clarifiers here for this spread, Spirit. What else do we need to know? The Hermit, that's literally going within. Itchy. Hold on. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. This is literally taking the time to have the self-conversations, to figure out where you stand, what you believe, what you feel is right for you. It's figuring out who you are. What was I going to say? In the original tarot, the Hermit is actually, his feet are frozen to the mountain and he's holding the lantern. This is not the depiction in this card, but who made this? Minnow Pond Tarot? I think his name is Chris. I'm so sorry if I messed that up. I really love his readings. He's really wonderful. But he did a really good description of the Hermit, which was talking about how the Hermit's feet are frozen to the top of the mountain because he's been doing all this exploring, and he's got the lantern in his hand and he's looking forward, and really all he would have to do is put the lantern down and it would start to melt the ice around his feet. But the Hermit is so determined that there's something else, something more out there that has to help him, when really what he has is inside of him already. So I feel like whatever you feel stuck in doing, that you are requiring something else outside of you, really it all starts in you. Right? Because your experiences outside of you, what happens around you is just, it's good experiences, but your enjoyment comes from within, right? Obviously there's deal breakers and great things and not great things, and that doesn't change that at all. Balancing spirituality and practicality, basically, like, yeah. The answers that you are looking for are in you, and you're like, well, that's great. Okay, how do I do that? You talk to yourself like a crazy person. You talk to yourself like a crazy person. You introduce yourself. Hello. Hello, Hillary. I'm Hillary. Tell me about yourself. That awakens your inner soul. Like, it's talking to yourself. It's spiritual awakening. It's getting to know the pure, unhindered version of you with this Judgment card. The Devil came after that. So I feel like this is also talking about, I'm getting really the addiction aspect of this in the form of overindulgence in certain things. So I'm not sure why that would be necessary. Maybe there are things that we don't do. It's almost feeling like a deprivation energy followed by like a binging energy. And that could just be personal for me because, like, I know I deal with that with food. So I don't know if there's like a need to figure out some sort of moderation, right? Go inside and figure out why you want to overindulge in certain things, whether that be thought processes, emotions, memories, certain people. Addictions come in many forms, flavors, and sizes, okay? So it can be really, really anything. You know what you get hung up on the most. You know what makes you feel. Addictions often don't even feel, some of them don't feel toxic in the moment, so it could just be things that you really, really, really enjoy. I just feel like there's a need for basically going in and figuring out why you rely on certain things around you, right? And figure out what the source of that is, where the source of that, look at all this blue-green color. You see that? It's really pretty. Eight of Cups, Ten of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Cups on bottom. There are certain things, and I feel like I said, these temptations, they come in many forms, and some of them are not just miserable, I really, really enjoy getting to eat so much candy in one sitting whenever I have it. I enjoy that. And then later I don't feel good about it. But in the moment it feels really good and I enjoy it. You know? So I feel like there's a need to really evaluate why there's certain things that we really want to cling to. Do we actually need these things in excessive, is there a way that we can learn how to moderate that and approaching it from a place of no shame, no judgment for yourself, even though there's judgment here, no harsh critical judgment for yourself, but a lot of grace and compassion and just wanting to reframe how you think things. And that's literally just walking away from the burdens of these things that you overindulge in sometimes. I don't know why I'm not getting like the negative feeling aspect of this devil. It's just like the things that we indulge in for gluttonous purposes, basically. But why do we feel the need to indulge in them? It's important for self-discovery. I'm not sure. I feel like often that can come from a place of feeling like the Queen of Pentacles is very grateful for everything she has. She knows that she's very abundant, she's very well off. But I feel like if you're in like an excessive sort of gluttonous energy, and I'm only saying this from experience, it's because there's often like a lack of that. Or feeling like there, at some point in your life, there was a lack of that being a consistent thing in your life. I'm not sure. Ultimately, once you address these things, though, it's like opening doors to your actual complete emotional abundance here with the Ten of Cups, right? And that's all self-fulfilled. I like that you have the 9 and the 10 of Cups. Okay, I'm going to see what we're doing right, okay? All right, Spirit, what is my darling doing right? What are we doing right for being completely self-expressed? What are we doing right? The more I look at it, the more I'm seeing the feeling less shame for the things that you don't like about yourself. So, okay, what are we doing right? 10 of Pentacles, Chariot, 4 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. Those are amazing cards for what you're doing right. Six of Cups, good. What are we doing right? The 7 of Pentacles on bottom. Okay, I feel like you definitely like have long-term in mind, right? If you're here and you're watching this, you're probably already, confronting these initial steps, in learning who you are, or you have already done that. I feel like you are dedicated to long-term abundance within, and that's amazing. This is a recipe for success, right? With the Chariot, I see great determination. The Chariot, the Emperor, first of all, the Emperor drives the Chariot or steers the Chariot into battle, right? Going forward, he has a plan, and basically there has been plans in place for obstacles to come up along the way. So the Chariot has such determination, nothing's really going to stop them. They don't look at just like, they look at beyond the end goal. So it's not just like they're looking at, oh, we're going into battle. It's like, no, we're going into conquering, we're going into victory, right? They look and aim for the end state, the end goal. And so I feel like with long-term abundance, with long-term prosperity, stability for yourself in the Chariot, you are just like dead set on completely being self-fulfilled, and that's amazing. This has come from a time of isolation and reflection and healing and resting and doing the mental work, to recover from all of the not mind games. Why am I hearing mind games? Kind of, if you overthink, that's basically your mind playing games with you, tricking you. I feel like you've done a lot of mental work to overcome a lot of the thoughts that you have had to struggle with before learning who you are, right? The thoughts of shame, the thoughts of doubt, the thoughts of caring about other people's opinions or something. This is for a variety of you. Some people don't care about that. I'm still learning how to not care about that. But luckily, all of that is bringing in so much balance and harmony. Sixes represent balance, harmony, and community, I believe. So, Six of Pentacles is doing the work to make things fair and even and being generous and also being given to. So you're being generous with allowing yourself to be expressive, and also that you also set that same energy up for others around you. I feel like you are a person who makes people feel very welcome in their true skin. And that's because you've learned how to welcome yourself in your true skin. So it has rubbed off on like everyone around you, basically. The more you are completely self-honoring and self-authentic and fully self-expressed and just you are who you are, the more you do that and the more you accept people for who they are, you are just attracting people who so greatly value that in you. They value that aspect. Like they value the ability to be able to experience that. You are doing a lot of healing, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Is there anything else? We'll just see what wants to come out. Is there anything else that you want me to know for my darling in their completely freak flag flying authentic self? I'm going to wash this off right after I finish this reading. This is like face paint, and so it's like a little bit itchy. Yeah. Look at that. Six of Cups again. So this is talking about reflecting, which is kind of what I was telling you at the beginning. It's also soul connections and feeling like home and feeling the safety of like childhood and, the carefreeness of that. So that's where I was getting like that you make people feel welcome. But what I'm getting from this different deck, but same depiction of the Six of Cups, is the reflective energy on your past situations. So I would just continue doing that. Healing there's really no end goal. Life is full of triggers and all of that. So please don't get yourself down if you start experiencing, backsliding into former ways of thinking, believing, feeling. It's natural and it's normal. Don't beat yourself up for those moments. As long as you are gonna, get back up on that bike and try again, even when you fall off, and skin your knee, as long as you keep trying, you're doing great. You're already doing great. I can see that. Yeah. The Moon. Two of Pentacles, King of Cups. I'm getting the energy again of, the Moon is talking about things that are hidden feelings, hidden fears, illusions. Next to the Six of Cups, I feel like in your reflection and your reflective moments where you're thinking back, it might be good to try to look through an illusion, see through an illusion. It could be an illusion of the perception that you felt in the moment. This is sort of asking you to see it a little bit differently, which would help you then, experience things a little bit differently. But something about seeing through the illusions of your memories, and that would basically help you get unstuck and moving forward and help bring some balance to your emotions with the King of Cups. You know, it'll help you, first of all, emotionally mature, sort of accept the hurt things that have, the hurt that has happened, the good things that have happened, and it'll help you just find some balance here about maybe some things that weren't fair, maybe some things that you didn't see or didn't know that you found out about. But there's a need to, when you reflect about something specific, I'm feeling, to look through the illusion of perception, which would just basically be like, try to view it from a broader perception, I'm feeling like. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to close this out with some healing energy oracles for you. And then I'm going to go wash my face. Spirit, can you please give me some healing energy oracles here for my amazingly wonderful darling here with me? What healing energy do they need to help them being completely uninhibited in their self-expression? You want to see that one? Positive action. That's the Chariot. I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go and entrust to God. One step at a time. I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. Elevation. I free myself from fear and trust the universe. I direct my thoughts to the beauty inside and around me. I use my spiritual strengths and knowledge to create light, and I rise above all doubt. Wonderful. Serenity. Through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. Shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. Faith. I am confident I will achieve my goals. I live in the present and have faith in the future. I firmly believe in my value within the universe. You do have value. In God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and my greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. Goodness. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. The coolest thing is happening. And I am seeing all of a sudden these little specks of light that were popping up in my peripherals. That was really cool. I've never seen that before. Are you still there? Yeah, I see it. Oh my gosh, how cool. Okay. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to do a Soul Connection Saturday reading where we check in on soul connections. So could be counterparts, twin flames, soulmates, soul family. We'll see. Karmics, maybe. We'll see. We're going to check in. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. I'm planning on it. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Friday and that your start to the weekend is wonderful. If I see you tomorrow, I'll see you then. If not, have a great rest of your weekend or a wonderful life. I love you so much. Take care. Ta-ta for now.